Hey folks, Mr. Tolly here. I was, I got an email from a company called Trigger Fanatics, and they wanted to send me some of their firearms clean, lube, and protect, I guess you'd call it. What's it say on here? Cleans, prevents rust, protects, and lubricates. So there it is. They, they didn't send me a little sample. They sent me a 4 fluid ounce bottle. That's what they sell. This stuff's not cheap. I wish it was, but because I'm on a budget, I wouldn't test this or give you any kind of feedback on it if it was me buying it, because I wouldn't have bought it. But I've done this with stuff like arch oil, and I figure, what the heck? Maybe they saw what I had to say about the arch oil stuff. I don't know. This appears to be all that they make. So, if you're interested, their website is triggerfanatics.com. Precautions on here contain some petroleum distillates. Use in a well-ventilated area. Avoid contact with eyes, prolonged contact with skin, and prolonged breathing of vapors. I guess that's used in a well-ventilated area. As a precaution, I've got my door open to my shop here just to make sure I've got it. Shake well, apply a liberal coating to all surfaces of your firearm, both inside and out. Pass a saturated patch cloth through the bore of the firearm and allow 2 to 5 minutes for Trigger Fanatics to break down any contaminants. Use bore brush as necessary, follow up with clean patches, repeat as necessary. Apply with a soft cloth to metal, wood, and leather surfaces. I will try this on some leather. Not holding my breath on it, but I will try some on leather just to see what kind of results it gets. I'll just use a scrap piece that's been dyed. I won't put any finish on it. We'll use this for the finish. So, not recommended for painted surfaces. I don't know if that includes like Duracoat and Cerakote. Nourishes, preserves, and protects wood and leather. It will not harm polymers or other synthetic surfaces. Trigger Fanatics is great for wood stocks and grips, as well as leather holsters, scabbards, and slings. Well, let's give it a shot. It doesn't say how good it does if it's for copper fouling and stuff. But I have out my Ruger 41 Magnum Black Hawk. I only shoot lead through this gun, and I'm sure once I take a look here, I'm probably going to see lead in the bore. So, cylinder's out, it's empty. I can look down the barrel now. Now, I don't know if I can get this so you can see it, but you can see how nasty that is. It's pretty nasty. That's quite a bit of lead buildup in there. Soak up a patch here, and it does say a saturated patch, so we're going to soak it good. And I'm going to hold this off my bench over the garbage can. First thing I notice is it does not smell good. If I was doing this in the house, my wife would kill me. It's kind of like an antiseptic smell, like in a doctor's office. But I'm going to run this through the bore a couple of times. Soak it down again. The pumper could use a little work. Maybe I just tried to pump too fast. Looks pretty saturated to me. We're going to call that soaked. I'm going to run this through the cylinder too. Just to get everything That is a really strong smell, by the way. I think going on, they might want to do something about that. I know a lot of guys don't have a separate shop where they can work in. At this point, I would recommend wearing some kind of a, God, I want to say a full-blown respirator. The smell is really strong, and I really can't describe it. It's kind of an antiseptic smell like at a hospital, but it's not at the same time. Just going around, you know, you get a little bit of that carbon on the outside of the cylinder too. I've probably got 100 rounds, 150, maybe 200 rounds through here since the last cleaning, so there is that. It does look like it took the carbon right off the side of the cylinder. So, wow. I'm going to bag these and make sure it's a sealed bag when I throw them out. That's strong. I'm going to switch to my bore brush. And run it through the cylinder here a couple times each one. Well, it looks like it took some stuff off. Got my brush here. I want to go around some of this stuff just to make sure it's it does feel a little, it's kind of it's a weird feeling. It's almost like, it's not really an oily feel, which I'll make sure I go and wash my hands when I'm done here. The front of the cylinder didn't come too bad. I'm going to go around it again with a little more. Let it sit a little bit. Well, they didn't have a timer running at all. But we must be getting a couple of minutes down. And I'm going to do some more testing on this product. I'm just starting with this gun because I knew it needed cleaning. and I knew it would be a challenge. If I can get my bore brush to thread back in there. I really need a new set of cleaning rods and such. Now, I'm hoping you can see that, but a lot of that is lead, like it just dissolved to the lead, which is very cool. If you shoot a lot of lead, if you shoot a lot of copper, I don't know, I don't have anything that's going to be copper fouled right now, I don't think. I'll have to look, maybe one of my 1911s will need it. I'm going to go ahead and soak another patch down and run it through there. And I want you to see all of this. I'll send this video to Trigger Fanatics too and see what they want to do with it. Soak this down again. Wow. I want you to see this because that's the patch that I ran through there initially, and I've done other cleaning with it. So this is just after a couple passes, soaked it down again, a couple passes through the bore, and look at all that crap that it knocked loose in there. That is very, very cool. There are other cleaners that'll do that, but I haven't found one that does that good a job on a bore that I know is leaded really bad. And I hope that it showed on camera. This, you can see the flecks of lead on there. I mean, I'm not going to be able to see it on the camera, but well, the front of the cylinder is now about as clean as I've ever seen it. I'm digging it. Just kind of wiping everything out with this microfiber cloth here. And I'm not going to edit this any more than I have to. I might take a little time out of it, but just because I know it's going to be long. It did a nice job on the cylinder. The front of the cylinder, back of the cylinder. It's really nice. I like it. So far, it's done really well. I'll put my towel down again. I'm going to run my brush through there another 5 or 6 passes here. I prefer a jag. I don't like the brushes any more than I have to, but I don't have a 41 caliber jag. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh. There's chunks of lead coming out. If I can save some of this, I will. There was 10 passes, so. And I want you to see this, and I'm hoping it'll show up. Right on the end of the barrel there, right up by the sight, you can see a couple little chunks of lead there, and there's just itty bitty chunks all the way around the bore. That is what I'm looking for in a cleaner. I'm looking for one that'll do that and not damage the finish of my gun. Now, if my bluing gets damaged on this gun, Trigger Fanatics will hear about it, but I don't think they'd have sent it to me if it was going to wreck my gun. So, one way to get a nice tight fit down the bore is to just put your patch right over the end of your bore brush and run it through that way. Sometimes you just use a smaller brush. I'm not gonna. And look at that. That's pretty cool. And that's the second go through with it. So I'm going to grab a clean patch and do the same thing again. Sometimes I just like to use the bore brush because it gets a really good tight fit in a bore. Yeah, does a pretty good job. I'm going to keep going here until I get a good clean patch. Maybe that's clean enough. But I'm going to look down the bore here. Alright, well, a little disappointing. I don't know if you'll see. You still see quite a bit of lead in there, but it has obviously taken some out. And like I said, it's been a while since I've cleaned this. I know it's got a lot of lead built up in there because my accuracy was going to the crapper. So I'm going to clean this. I'm going to soak this down again and just leave it for a good long time. And we'll see if it, I might come back a little later and, give it 15 minutes or so, come back and soak her down again. But it did take some of the lead out. I mean, it's obvious on the patches that it took it out. It was obvious on the end of the barrel that it was taking lead out. So I'm ashamed to show you my filthy gun, but that is what it is. Just don't get around to it as often as I'd like to. So I'm going to give her some more, let it sit longer. I'm going to give it a couple of treatments, and I'll let you know how it goes. Alright folks, quick wrap up. Trigger Fanatics gun cleaning. It is cleans, prevents rust, protects, and lubricates. I do have a piece of steel sitting out on a truck out here that's just going to sit there until, well, I'll check it every once in a while to see how if it's rusting or not. I'm also testing a couple other of the common lubricants like the hops gun oil, Rem oil. I did not get the break-free CLP on there, which I should have. I really should have tried to get that on there. But I've got like the Lucas gun oil, Royal Purple Max Film. I put the Arch oil on there. And those I've used before. I've been using them for a long time, and I'm pretty happy with them. The Lucas is really nice because it's got the needle applicator. I do like that this has a sprayer, but there again, you spray it and it smells pretty bad. So take that with a grain of salt. It did a good job cleaning my gun. I could excuse me, I can kind of feel a little film on there, so I think it's going to be well protected, but we'll see where it goes from there. So y'all stay safe, God bless, and I'll let you know a little more about it in the future at some point. Thanks for watching.